This is so much fun.
I hate you. Hey friends, what is up? It's me, Kat, and welcome back to my channel. I'm in a mood. I'm just kind of feeling very stir crazy. It's finally hit me. It's just getting very weird up in here. One request that I see shockingly often from people is to just explain musicals like a human Wikipedia. And honestly, I'm here for it. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm going to be recapping a bunch of musicals in 2 minutes or less for each one, not for all of them. I have no ideas what the musicals are going to be. My lovely mother, who is off camera, who I have roped into yet another one of my quarantine activities. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
It's
Just like me.
No!
Things are going to get real weird real fast, so click out now, save yourself. Maybe this is a cursed video, who knows? Too bad, you're stuck with it. Let's do this. Okay, so you put them on cards?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah, ready
Okay.
as I'll ever be. Okay, don't start the timer yet. I got it.
Okay.
It. Ready? Tell me when.
Go.
Ooh, the Music Man. Okay, so we open on a train where there is a rap. This show was written, I believe, in the 1960s, but actually takes place in the early 1900s. There's a train. All of these traveling salesmen are like, hey, do you know this bag named Harold Hill? I forgot his name. I was about to say Robert Preston. That's not right. That's the actor who plays Harold Hill in the movie. Okay, so they're all like, hey, do you know this bag named Harold Hill? And this one guy's quiet and he's like, oh, it's me. I'm the bag. He does not say that at all. Harold Hill is a traveling salesman who is a flim-flam of a music man. He is not really like a teacher. He just wants to make money and profit off of people who don't know any better. So he goes to Iowa, a small town where called River City. I'm so nervous. I hate this. I'm so sweaty. Okay, so he gets to the town. He's there to sell his instruments. The only
1 minute.
Stop! No! Okay, so the only person who's against him is Marion, who is the town librarian, who everyone kind of thinks is a but she's really not. She's just like a nice person with a kind of cold exterior. So he likes her. She's like, ew, not you. You're a flim-flam music man. And then she drops all of her morals and goes for him anyway. And then he doesn't teach the children how to play music, but it's okay because they rally around him and she's happy?
30 seconds.
Oh God. Okay, let me try to clarify some of that. There's a circle of gossiping elderly women. Not really elderly. They're not like in walkers or anything. They're like middle-aged women, and they're all friends with the mayor's wife. And then Harold Hill does bring music to the people in some sense because he starts like a barbershop quartet with some of the people who work in like
10.
town hall. And then the mayor is also crazy, and also the mayor's wife is like
5.
vaguely culturally appropriating, not inappropriating. He also has a best
Time.
friend.
Next.
Okay, I'm ready. Give
Okay.
me one.
All right, here you go.
Okay, tell me when.
Go.
Sweetie Todd! Okay, so this show is written by Sondheim. It's one of my favorites. So we are in the early 1900s, late 1800s. A young, handsome Victor Garber picks up a strange man off the coast of Australia in his boat. And they arrive back in England. A homeless woman tries to Victor Garber. The odd man off the coast of Australia is very cynical, and he goes back to the apartment where he used to live. He's like, what happened to my family? And then this woman is like, I make really bad pies, and also your daughter lives with definitely a the guy off the coast of Australia. If you didn't know what I'm talking about Australia, is that it used to be like a prison island. So this guy was wrongfully sent away to prison, and the rest of the show is him exacting his revenge against everyone who wronged him
1 minute.
in his past life, while he's trying to basically gain custody of his daughter back. But it's not like a custody battle. It's like a I'm gonna slit your throat and put you in pies sort of battle. Except his daughter now likes young, sexy Victor Garber. Hey-o, full circle. And the homeless woman who tried to get with Victor Garber in the beginning is actually, spoiler alert, Sweeney's wife. By the way, so the guy from the coast of Australia, his name is Benjamin Barker, and he takes on the title of Sweeney Todd.
30
He
seconds.
opens a reputable hair salon, but in reality, he's actually just killing people. It's not a hair salon, it's like a barber shop. And then he and his friend, Mrs. Lovett, who is the woman at the beginning with the terrible pies who now like lives in the place under this apartment, they fix her pies by putting human meat inside of it, so that's how they cover up their crimes. And
10 seconds.
So Joanna is his daughter, and that's who I really want to play. She is a blonde, very, very scared girl girl who gets sent away to an asylum and then shoots her way out, which is insane. No! Not as terrible as Music Man, but definitely not good. I got really excited for Victor Garber, okay? I love Victor Garber. Did you guys watch the Sondheim concert? Because seeing Victor Garber talk about playing Anthony and then Katrina Lenk singing Joanna, I was like, oh my god. It is so hot!
As an outside observer, I
Oh
would
no.
like to tell you
Yeah?
that you're doing terrible.
I am so sweaty right now and I keep like hunching over. What's wrong with me? Why do I keep doing that?
This is so much fun.
I hate you.
Okay, ready, set, go.
A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Okay, this one I can do, or I'll probably butcher. What? Okay, Monty Navarro is imagine we're kind of in like Dickensian times, Charles Dickens, that sort of vibe. Monty Navarro is a poor bachelor who is super in love with his best friend named Sabella. Sabella is like flirty and low-key kind of a gold digger. Like her whole thing is that she wants to marry rich. So Monty is like, oh shoot, I'll never get the girl because I'm poor. So then his caretaker aunt, grandma, someone who's kind of loosely involved in his family is like, hey, just so you know, you are in line to the Dysquith family fortune. Your mother was kicked out of the family for falling in love with a poor man. I think that's why she got kicked out. So you can get that money, just you're 13th in line. So he goes to talk to the family about like rejoining the family, and while he's talking to that first person who is a priest, I think, priest falls off the roof. And that means that Monty is now 12th in line, and he kind of lets it happen. He doesn't push him or anything, but he's just like, oh, if I do nothing, then I'll be higher up in line. So then he systematically goes after the other 12 people in line to receive the money so that he can win and become rich. Along the way, a little bit of incest happens, but very light incest, and it's fine because she's pretty. Her name is Phoebe, and a love triangle ensues. So Sabella and Phoebe are both in love with Monty. Monty doesn't know which one he wants, and then the police catch up with him and catch on to him. I can't speak English. Phoebe and Sabella both frame each other, and because of that, they're able to get him out of jail, and then they end the show in a gorgeous, incredible estate in a throuple, progressive, and one of the caretakers is going to come after Monty and kill Monty, and it's a cliffhanger, and that's the end of the show.
Woo!
Ah!
You did it! You did it!
Oh God, that is.
Woo-hoo! Okay, no time for.
What? No, how many times did I say incest? God, why is there always incest? Okay, let me know.
Okay, ready? Set,
Yeah.
go.
Guys and Dolls. Okay, so this is a show that I've been in twice. It's the 1940s in New York. There is a group of gamblers who all hang out together. Gambling is illegal, question mark, because it's like underground floating crap games. So the idea is that they change the location of the game every night so the cops can't catch on. Nathan Detroit, who runs the crap game, and he has a fiance named Adelaide, who's a showgirl, and they've been engaged for 11 years, 12 years, 14 years? I played Adelaide. Why can't I remember the number? He keeps pushing off the marriage, but it doesn't matter because his best friend Sky is into town. So Sky arrives in town. Sky's like very cool, sexy Marlon Brando. And he is such a good gambler that he likes weird gambles. Like he just doesn't play blackjack anymore. He only does like weird real life stuff. And he bets Nathan that he can ask out any girl and she'll say yes and go to Cuba with him for a date because that was the thing he did in the 40s. So then Nathan chooses a mission doll named Sarah Brown, another role I played, not in the same production at the same time. So he has to take out basically a nun to Cuba, which he does because he promises to bring in a bunch of the gamblers to the church, which they need to keep it afloat. And he takes Sarah to Cuba, she gets really drunk, they kind of make out, and then they get back to New York, and you realize that because they were out of town, all the gamblers held their game in the mission, so Sarah feels super betrayed, but then Sky wins back her trust, and Nathan and Adelaide kind of briefly break up, but then they get back together because Sarah and Adelaide hatch a plan to be like, hey, let's trick the men we love into marrying us, and then we'll change them after the fact, even though people don't really change in relationships, like they need to change on their own.
10 seconds.
So they all get married. Sky decides to not gamble anymore, and he works for the mission, and he's like an incredible pastor, or not pastor, he's like he talks, he's also his name is Obadiah!
Obadiah.
Obadiah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
Oh my God, I was like, what is it, Jedediah? Am I wrong? Like it's
Obadiah. Ready?
Okay. Okay, ready?
Ready? Go.
Les Miserables!
Les Miserables.
This is actually my favorite show if I had to choose a favorite show. So the, this is gonna be hard to explain in 2 minutes. So the events of this show take place basically over a 20-year period, and it's in France, and it's not during the French Revolution, it's actually during a smaller revolution, the Student Revolution. Jean Valjean is in prison for stealing a loaf of bread. Ooh, he's such a good guy. Javert, who is a cop with too much time on his hands, frankly, takes a very interested point into this case and decides that he's just going to fuck up Valjean's life for the rest of his life. So he's just going to basically chase him down and make sure that his life is ruined. So Valjean tries to go on with his life after being a convict, realizes that, oh no, everyone's like super prejudiced against the fact that I was in prison, even though it was for like a debatably okay reason. He gets like a new life from a bishop that he meets that he tries to rob, and then he's like, oh, I only have one life, I gotta be a better dude. Fast forward, he owns a factory, he's rich and successful now. A young woman named Fantine dies because she's a prostitute and has a baby, and Valjean decides to take care of the baby, who is living with basically Mr. and Mrs. Hannigan from Annie, but French. Move forward another 10 years, Cosette's hot now, and they're in Paris, and the Student Revolution is happening, and she falls in love with a pretty little Timothy Chalamet-esque boy who's hanging out with all of these actual poor students who want to make a difference, and he decides to go fight with the students because Cosette and her father Valjean have to move away because Javert has found them at last. And Eponine is really sad and really likes Marius. She's a girl who's always had a crush on Marius, and she's kind of homeless, but not really. So then she gets shot trying to deliver a letter from Cosette to Marius. Everyone dies! Like everyone. Except for Marius, he's dying on the battlefield. Valjean shows up, takes Marius to safety. Valjean dies, Marius gets married to Cosette. Valjean's in heaven with Fantine, and Eponine is there for no reason. Have you ever noticed that in the finale of Les Mis, it's so significant that Fantine is like ushering Valjean to heaven, and it's a really beautiful moment of her being like, thank you for taking care of my child. And then he turns and Eponine is there, and he's like, who the f are you? Why are you here? She's like, I liked your son-in-law. I really wanted to make out with him.
So you're basically cheating because you just finished the show.
I wasn't finishing the show. I was just explaining how absolutely bizarro it is that Eponine's there. It's significant for the audience. Valjean doesn't know who she is. Question of the day, badly explain a musical in the comments down below. You only have 5 sentences, and don't cheat and make them run on sentences. I see you. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so, so much. Break a leg, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!